Hey there, Alvarado out here, out in the field, so to speak. I just wanted to talk a little bit about something that's happened here in Texas. Maybe some of you are aware of this. In Texas, they recently just passed a anti-fracking ban. In other words, a ban on anti-fracking bans, okay? And what had happened was, if anybody's been paying attention, Denton, Texas passed an ordinance that prohibited fracking within their community. Well, that didn't last long, okay? Because the corporations got together. 70 different corporations came and presented legislation, or came up with their little law that they wanted passed, which they got passed, which prohibits communities from banning fracking in their communities. Isn't that nice? So you have an anti-fracking ban on anti-fracking, okay? These people voted. I believe it was around 60% of the populace that said they did not want this stuff in their community. This isn't Denton, Texas. This is where it kind of began. Fracking's been going all over. It's going all over in Texas, even in our community here. And so the people voted. The ban was put in place. Well, guess what? Like I said, 70 corporations came together, and they got their little law passed. Okay? So that means what? Well, that means that your vote has no meaning, no power. This is a fascist society. And I don't mean fascist with boot heels and swastikas or any of that kind of nonsense. I'm talking about Mussolini's classical definition of fascism, which is corporate and state power. Corporate and state power. That's what you see here in Texas. Okay? We ain't got no rights here in Texas, man. The corporations just come in, oil for jobs, the economy. Same old bullshit that they always put out there. The economy, it's the economy. Jobs, 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 at the expense of everything. Meanwhile, earthquakes, North Texas. Oklahoma, great example. They've had hundreds of earthquakes in the last couple of years due to fracking. It has been proven. I mean, it's common sense. There's a correlation between the two. It's just obvious. You don't need to do a fancy study or research documents and da-da-da-da-da. You can see it. You can feel it. Ask the people in Oklahoma. They've had over 300 earthquakes in the last year. And what's the correlation? Fracking. Same thing in Dallas area, up northeast Texas. You're having earthquakes. What? Really? I mean, I know there's a fault line that runs through the United States, like through Illinois and all that area, but seriously, they've increased from, 6 or 3 earthquakes in 2006, I believe it was, in Oklahoma, to 325 earthquakes, and that's some sort of coincidence? Right. Anyways, what this proves again is that your vote means nothing. This state is so full of it. I mean, I've lived in Texas, like I said, most of my life, and it disappoints me immensely when I see stuff like this. And nobody gets mad, nobody says anything. Oh, well, yeah, corporations won again. What? Corporations won again? They got their fucking way? They got their way. They got their way. The people got the stiffy. They got their way. All for the bottom line of profit. Like they really give a shit about jobs or the economy. What they care about is making profit for themselves. And to show how undemocratic this process is, they can simply take a bunch of money, give it to the Republicans or the Democrats, and those fuckers will pass whatever the hell they want. We've seen that over and over again in our culture. We don't even need to go into that part, okay? Anyways, that's the past. That's where we're at right now. No fracking bans allowed in any communities in Texas. Done. And they're trying to pass the same thing in Oklahoma. So just wait. You'll have more earthquakes. Don't worry about it. But it's fine. It's for jobs in the economy, remember? Anyways, here's another article. This just came out a couple of days ago. Friday. This just came out Friday. And this is a silly article, man. It says here, EPA, headline, fracking has not harmed water. Looks good when you read just the headline, right? But then actually read the article. There's a couple, discrepancies here. A couple things that don't make any sense. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Hydraulic fracturing, which has transformed the U.S. into an international leader in oil and gas production, but stirred deep concerns about its risks to the environment, has not caused systematic damage to drinking water, but does pose risks, the federal government concluded. Thursday, after a detailed 4-year review of the controversial drilling method. The EPA, in a draft report numbering more than 900 pages, said that while fracking operations have not led to widespread, systematic impacts on drinking water resources, there are potential vulnerabilities in the water life cycle that could impact drinking water. Wait a minute. Potential vulnerabilities. Okay, so we have the fracking causing potential vulnerabilities. Okay, it said, anyways, the study did find evidence of problems associated with the procedure, which involves injecting liquids at high pressure. Liquids, it's water, dude. They use drinking water. They use our water. They put liquids. injecting liquids at high pressure into underground formations to extract oil and gas. It cited specific instances in which well integrity and wastewater management related to fracking activities had affected drinking water resources, but it said these instances, quote, were small compared to the large number of hydraulically fractured wells across the country. Oh, okay, wait, so you've got a bunch of hydraulic... okay, whatever. So then, how comprehensive the report is remains in question. Thomas Burke, the EPA science advisor, called it the most complete compilation of scientific data to date, including over 950 published papers, technical and scientific reports, as well as input from parties with stakes in the issue. But the report itself emphasized the agency's well-documented problems in gathering information, including the industry's refusal to cooperate with some testing. Let me go back real quick. Input from parties with stakes in the issue. Now, who would be the parties that would be, having stakes in the issue? Could it be those same corporations that were able to get the anti-fracking ban passed? I have a feeling we may have stumbled upon something right here. And also, I like this part too. The report itself emphasized the agency's well-documented problems in gathering information, including the industry's refusal to cooperate with some testing. What does that tell you? Guilty as charged, man. Limitations on data available to the agency, the report said, prevented a determination, quote, with any certainty of how frequently water supplies had been affected by fracking activities. So the entire article is pointless. The headline is very misleading because, as you can see here, we have a couple problems. It says here without any certainty. So they don't even know. There's really no answer. Okay? And why? Because they don't want to cooperate. These fracking people don't want to cooperate with testing to see if this is safe or unsafe. What does this tell you? Okay? Of course, Thomas Burke's probably getting paid big fat money by these 70 corporations who got the anti-fracking ban passed to begin with in order to put out this ridiculous study that doesn't prove a damn thing. I mean, it says here, prevented a determination, quote, with any certainty. So why would you put a headline that says EPA fracking hasn't harmed water? Why would you do that? Especially when you can see there's obviously problems with the whole procedure that was done to do this testing or this data, whatever crap. Refusal to cooperate with testing. Preventing limitations on data. What else? Input from parties. In other words, the whole thing, this is fake. This is the kind of thing they put out. It's like that study that they did recently. Some university had done it and discovered that fracking causes earthquakes. But you could tell that the people involved in the study were very hesitant to actually simply state the truth. They said, well, it probably could, or it may. Why? Because they're going to get in serious trouble because they're going against the status quo. So once you go against the status quo in this type of corporate environment that we're in, you're going to lose your job. That's the simple fact. Even nowadays, I'm a little paranoid about even putting stuff on YouTube because I worry that someday someone's going to come and get me. They're going to get mad about my opinion. Say I said the wrong thing. And that's already going on, too, across the country with different issues, but this is one of them. Anyways, I just hope that people realize that your vote really means crap and that this is no longer a real, any sort of whatever a democracy is anyways, mob rules, right? To begin with, it's already flawed. But then, they give you the illusion that you have a voice in things, local community, you should vote for your local community. But it's all lies, because it doesn't make any difference. You can vote all you want, but if the corporations come along and decide that they want this, they're going to get it. And that's what our lawmakers here in Texas do. They just bow down to these corporations, because they'll just throw a couple words around. Economy, good one, jobs, employment. Throw those words around, man, money, industry, growth, and you can get away with doing anything you want. Man, and you can vote all you want. Go vote. Have a good time. Have a great time voting. I, for one, learned my lesson back in 2000 with the Bush election. I'm using the term very loosely because he was appointed by the Supreme Court. And the whole thing was decided by a state where his brother was the governor. It's like a joke. And yet, people persist. And now we got this other guy in office that's just absolutely ridiculous. And really, I don't see the point of voting because if you vote, you're responsible for these morons that get put into office. Not me. I don't vote. I'm just an observer. I speak up, and it's my right to speak up as much as I want. Why? Well, you don't vote, you don't have anything to say. Bullshit. I pay taxes. Until the day I don't pay taxes, which is probably when I'm dead, I will bitch as much as I want to. And I will continue to bitch. And I will not be shut up by anybody yet. Until they put a gun in my face or something. But I won't be shut up by that. By that mentality that, we're just not supposed to pay attention to these things. We're not supposed to notice. Why does anybody say anything? Nobody says a damn thing. Now, I know that in Denton, they've started drilling again, and people were out there protesting and got arrested. You know why they're protesting? because their vote didn't mean shit. And what they wanted in their community didn't mean shit to these oil companies, these energy corporations. It didn't mean a thing. What they wanted didn't matter. That didn't matter. What matters is employment, jobs, money, economy. Oh. Anyways, if you want, leave a comment if anybody even watches the video. And, you know, I hope everybody has a great day. Don't forget, your vote means nothing. At least not in Texas, or in the United States for that matter, actually, come to think of it. So anyways, you guys have a great day. See you next time.